So my cousin Shannon is about a year older than me, but she got married a few years after I did. The wedding took place in York, Pennsylvania. It was chock full of all those traditions that nobody can live without. You know, the electric slide, a drunken bridesmaid, lots of cake. At one point, the DJ called for all the married couples to come out on the dance floor. As the music played, he called out in 5-year increments for couples to leave. The idea is, it eventually becomes a dance floor for like grandma and grandpa or something like that. So my husband and I were pretty quick to leave the dance floor since we hadn't even been married for 5 years. But as the DJ got higher and higher, knocking off couples that had been married 15, 20, 25 years, something weird was happening. Nobody was leaving the dance floor. It was a strange thing to watch. I'm pretty sure the DJ was thinking to himself, shit, now what? 30 years, 35 years, 40 years. Seriously, the guy got to 65 years before he was able to kick grandma and grandpa off the dance floor. And even then, the other set of grandparents had been married for 60 years. So what's my point? Do we have good genes? Maybe. But more than good genes, my family is normal. Freakishly, annoyingly normal. Nobody gets divorced. We have Thanksgiving celebrations with a minimum of 30 people in attendance. As kids, we gathered for Easter egg hunts with the cousins, and New Year's Eve just wasn't right without Aunt Debbie's check sticks in a bowl. We're not a particularly close family. Please don't think we're all calling each other and talking about our deepest secrets. In fact, we're pretty good at gossiping about each other when we're gathered in smaller numbers. But I remember being maybe 13 or 14, that magical age when you just hate everyone. And I was sitting at that long Thanksgiving table, and the one that includes like 4 tablecloths and 2 full sets of china. And it extends seriously through 2 different rooms of the house. And I sat there and I was thinking, what the heck is going on here? Now, I had lots of friends in school with divorced parents, but the grass is always greener, right? I couldn't help but think, geez, if only my family weren't so, always there. We're just so normal. So here I was, and I was trying to be this tortured youth, and I was listening to The Cure and shaving my head and all that. And my damn cheery, happy, together family was keeping me from being that truly tortured youth. How would I ever be interesting or multi-layered or identify with all my friends with divorced parents if my family was so damn normal? My memories of family gatherings set around my aunt's house in Pittsburgh. There's always a Steeler game on. There's always at least a cooler filled with city beer. My cousins and I, depending on how old we were, we would either play in the basement or watch movies in the basement or hang out with the old folks in the basement. On the day after Thanksgiving, we would wake up early and go shopping at Kaufman's before dawn, and then raid my aunt's fridge for leftovers. So this was my childhood. I felt suffocated. And then I found a way out. I realized there was something I could do that could set me apart from all these crazy, normal maniacs and their Iron City beer. I'd stop eating meat. This is not normal, at least in my family. It was a brilliant strategy, I thought. Heck, I didn't really like it too much anyway. So when I was 15, I joined about 40 of my closest family members around the dinner table for our annual Thanksgiving feast. And when it came time to partake in the turkey, I passed. At first, nobody noticed. I mean, there's 40 people sitting around the table. You can hear us from 2 blocks away. But all it took was one cousin to lean over and say, "Hey, you forgot the turkey!" And the cat was out of the bag. Suddenly, 80 eyes were on me, and I had to explain why I skipped Aunt Margie's turkey. And it was pretty awkward. I mean, how do you tell a 70-year-old woman that you don't like eating part of the meal she's been slaving over all day to feed to 40 people? Good job, 15-year-old me. Way to set yourself apart, make that statement. But it did make me, did it make me feel less normal? Well, my sister followed soon after. She's been full-on vegan pretty much since then. And several cousins have dabbled in giving up meat over the years. And some of the older folk with diabetes staring down at them realized healthy eating really isn't something that you laugh at. So when I think about it, passing on the turkey may have felt like it set me apart from the rest of the family sitting around the dinner table, but in reality, it didn't. I was still part of the loud, annoying family that never gets divorced and swigs Iron City beer, and until 2006, only counted 4 Super Bowls. So fast forward 20 years, and I still don't eat meat, and my family still brings several dozen people together for Thanksgiving. Although, because all the cousins are out of college and living across the country, we only get together for Thanksgiving once every 2 years. In fact, the regular gatherings in Pittsburgh, the regular gathering is now up in the air. My Aunt Marge, who slaved over dinner for decades, she sold her house and now lives in a retirement home. And just the other day, I found out that my cousins, some of the last family left in Pittsburgh, they carried the torch for Thanksgiving for the past decade or so. They're getting divorced. So this is not normal, at least in my family. They've been married for about 30 years. Their kids are finishing college, and they have a living room large enough to fit at least 35 people. When I heard the news, I was a bit shocked, and of course I was sad. I remember when their kids were annoying little toddlers, and today I play beer pong with them in the basement before the turkey is served. And then I realized how not normal this was for my family. For years, I hated how normal I thought my family was. But in reality, that annoying togetherness, those regular family gatherings, all those traditions, they're what made us unique. And it took a divorce to make me see that, and also to shatter that uniqueness. So sure, we'll still get together for Thanksgiving, and we'll watch football, and we'll drink marginal beer, but going forward, for me anyway, it will be a little different, a little less normal. It's totally a lesson in being careful for what you ask for. You just might.